Hello and welcome to this digital camera magazine video tutorial. Today we're going to show you how to master classic monochrome. So here I've got a picture taken by Ben Birchall up in Scotland, and what we're going to do is apply a series of hue saturation and levels adjustment layers to create a classic monochrome print. So after you've done all of the adjustments in this tutorial, you should be able to apply a similar effect to your images. So for this image, once we've applied all of those, we'll end up with something along these lines. So we can really see it's nice and high contrast, high impact, black and white. So first thing we'll do is just close down these images, and then we'll open up the raw file, which you'll find on this month's CD. So here we are in Adobe Camera Raw. And what I've done just to start off with is just hit U and O on the keyboard, which has just shown our clipping masks. And we can see here from the red highlights and the blue highlights where our highlights and our shadows are being clipped. So what we want to do is just to adjust our raw settings so that we can pull back that highlight and that shadow information, hopefully leaving us with a nice full histogram to work with within Photoshop. We're not going to worry too much about white balance, as we're going to convert this into black and white. So the first thing we really want to do is just to get rid of those burnt out highlights, and we can do that just using the recovery slider. So if I just slowly increase the recovery slider, and we can instantly see all of those highlights have just disappeared. So all those red clipping points have gone. Now we're going to look at the fill light, and again just increase that slightly, and you'll start to see all of those blue areas disappear. So it only takes a very little bit of tweaking to get your image ready for taking into Photoshop. Once I'm happy with the results, I'll just click Open Image, and that'll open up our Canon RAW file within Photoshop Elements. Right, now before I start fully on the tutorial and conversion to black and white, I'm just going to get everything prepared, so then we can just really concentrate on all of the adjustments that we're going to make to this picture. So the first thing we're going to do is just to duplicate our background layer. Two ways you can do this: either just hover over your background layer, right click your mouse and choose Duplicate Background, and you'll see the new layer appear. Or alternatively, a quick shortcut is just to drag and drop your background layer onto the new layer icon, which will also just do exactly the same and duplicate the background layer. As we're going to be converting this into black and white, the first thing to do is just to desaturate the picture. So if I go up to my adjustment layers, go to hue saturation, and I'm just going to reduce the saturation to -100, and you'll instantly see all of the colours disappeared, and we now have a black and white image, although it's looking a little bit grey and not exactly classic monochrome. Now the next thing we're going to do is just to create a series of adjustment layers, and these are all going to be levels, and we're just going to label those up ready for the next stage. Now what we want to do is take a quick look at the picture and actually start to divide the image up into regions. So first of all, we'll take a look at the sky, and we can see that clearly makes one sort of tonal region. We can see the mountains here, and a little bit of the foreground is all roughly the same tone. The bushes here, the water and the rocks will make our other four regions. So what we're going to do is create 5 different levels adjustment layers. Then when we tweak each of those levels, we're actually just going to do it for each of those regions. So first region, just click on adjustment layers, create a new levels adjustment layer, click OK without making any adjustments, and we're just going to call that sky. Now create another one, again just click OK, and we'll call this one mountains, and then I'm going to repeat that again for the other 3 regions, which are water, bushes and rocks. I'll leave you to get on with that, and then I'll see you in the next stage where we start to actually enhance the image and get that classic look.